and welcome to this episode of Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, the Marketing Director for the City of Hampton, and today we're going to be talking about a new program that we're just launching in the city to help low-income, senior, and disabled people do some major and minor repairs to their homes. My guests today are Jonathan McBride from the city's Neighborhood Services operation in the Community Development Department, and Aaron Carter from the Hampton Roads Redevelopment and Housing Authority. And this is a partnership between both of these agencies or departments, and also Habitat for Humanity is helping out in this. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes. All right. Jonathan, tell me a little bit about how this got launched.
Well, our office has been looking at doing leveraging the volunteer labor that we have in the community and giving back in the community for a good while. We've had a partnership with the Hampton Roads Redevelopment and Housing Authority for many years to do major repairs, but a lot of times we find that people have very small repairs that they need. They may be cited by codes compliance for property maintenance issues, and we've got to find a way to help assist in that way. They just don't have the means to take care of that property and for those small things. So we were able to work with Habitat and build this partnership so that we can do some smaller repairs to the outside of people's homes, as well as leverage the resources that Hampton Roads Redevelopment and Housing Authority has to do some major repairs if that's needed. So we're trying to create a one-call service for home repair needs in the city.
Okay, and Aaron, how did you all get involved and what do you bring to this with HRHA?
We got involved, the city, obviously it's always an honor to work with the city, and the city contacted us and just wanted to know would we be a part of the partnership. And of course we said yes. We have, as Jonathan mentioned, we leverage our programs with this new program. We have over five or six programs that we administer that can help these individuals with major ticket items that they need repairs for. So what we bring to table is just our expertise with these other programs, and if these individuals can't be helped through the new program, then through the 311 call system, they'll be directed to HRHA.
So some of this is really putting things together that were going on separately and finding a way to communicate and use the resources that already existed to help people. And some of this truly is new resources.
Yeah.
So what is this program called? Because I know we have a couple of different housing assistance programs.
This is our Hampton Home Repair Partnership.
Hampton Home Repair Partnership, okay.
And Habitat had recently started doing, Habitat's known for their new houses that they build and putting people in new homes. And I believe it was about a year and a half ago they decided to start doing some rehabilitation, because as Hampton is pretty built out, we need a lot of redevelopment and rehabilitation in homes. And so that's where they decided to start that program. So the timing of that program starting and us looking to kind of bring some other resources together on a kind of concerted basis, so that we're doing something coordinated more so, and coordinating the resources we currently have.
Okay, so who is eligible for this program?
Seniors, disabled, or lower moderate income. Habitat has a little more flexibility in some of their programs versus the Housing Authority, who has certain specific guidelines they have to follow. So
you really want people who think they need help to apply, and then you will do sort of a triage system to figure out if we can help them, how we can help them, and under exactly what program and what guidelines.
Correct.
Exactly.
So what are some of the things that you expect we will be doing for people in this program?
Ideally, you're going to see the smaller projects are going to tend to be like scraping and painting, just the simple things that just the opportunity to get, people don't have the opportunity to get out, the ability to get out and
well, that's also a really good one for volunteers, because if you have to pay someone, it's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need skilled labor to go in and scrape and paint.
Right. And with the Habitat program, the materials are paid for by the homeowner, and they have no interest or low interest loans that they're able to use for the homeowner to be able to pay for the materials, and then they leverage the volunteer labor to do the work at the home. So you'll see debris cleanup. Some people may have landscaping that is far beyond what they're able to manage, and they can help clean out.
So people particularly with physical limitations who can't go out and clean up their yard for spring, or who have kind of let things go for a while because they physically couldn't do it. Okay.
And I'll just say that a lot of HRHA programs has a minimum amount or minimum loan that we offer, but this program, because sometimes people call and they say, well, I just need my window scraped, or I just need my framing painted or my porch painted. We can't really help them with these smaller ticket items, so this program works out perfect for those individuals.
All right.
Yep, and what we're trying to do is look at the resources that are offered throughout the city. So this is, as we started, the start of the partnership, but looking at where the other gaps are in our service offerings for seeing those that need the assistance. In HRHA, so we've partnered with HRHA for many years, and they offer great services and very comprehensive services, but there's other areas that they're limited on, and so we're finding where those limitations are in both programs and seeing where we can both coordinate between organizations and also look for other resources to fill in those gaps.
So kind of the bright spot in this economy is that it forces, different departments to come together and, work together on different programs. So overall, I think it's a great program for, especially, the citizens of Hampton, elderly citizens to take advantage of this program.
So one of the ways I know people are coming to your attention is because they're being cited for a violation, because codes has gone by and said that paint is peeling so badly that you're in violation of the city code. And when that happens, if I get a little notice on my door that says I'm in violation and I think, I can't afford this, or physically I can't do it, what should I do?
The first call is to call Hampton's 301 service, 727-8311, and they're going to find out what your needs are. They're going to ask you some simple questions on where you live and kind of the Q&A on the kind of pre-screening in a sense to see what service is going to best suit your needs. Then they're actually going to create a referral ticket to the agency so that we can track and see who's being referred to the agencies and make sure we have a timely response in those kind of getting people into the process. So like I said, that's all that information is included in the citation when they get it through property maintenance.
So you've actually worked with the codes department to give people this information up front, because it is very, I'm sure, disconcerting to be cited for a violation and then think, I can't fix this. What are my options? So we're immediately telling people, here is an option that you may have. Call this number and see if we can help. And you were going to say something.
No, just agreeing. When I think a lot of times they really didn't have an option, to get this letter, and it's like, oh, what do I do? But they do, have that number now. You can call 311, get more information. I think 311 does an excellent job of really screening individuals as far as what their needs are, and then placing them, whatever department they need to go, or if it's going over to Habitat, goes there. If it comes to HRHA or to the city, but they do a great job of coordinating those activities. So.
And this isn't just for people who've been cited, right? I could say, my neighbor is elderly and needs a little help with X or Y, and I could call on her behalf, or I could ask her to call.
Yeah.
We have relatives that call as well that say, I've got an uncle that just really needs help, and how can I help? And they'll take their initial contact information through 311, and usually that relative's the one who's going to work with them anyways on the application, and the agency will follow up with them on that.
Okay, and this is not just income, it is senior or disabled, so people don't have to feel, and I know sometimes people have a pride thing or are uncomfortable asking for assistance, but this truly is a community volunteer effort to help.
Yeah, and Habitat, like I said, is able to leverage because of what their program is their funding is, by having the homeowner pay for the materials, they're able to have more flexibility in what they're offering.
Because they have so much, the rest is volunteer.
Yeah, so they're just leveraging the volunteer labor. And so the volunteers want an opportunity to give back to the community. Some of them are military, some of those are contractors that just want to build some community support and get some exposure. And so that's where we're trying to build, really bring that community piece in so that there's some good feelings about giving back in the community, helping people that really have a need, but also meeting some housing needs that we have in the community.
Now, is there a deadline for this? Is this, we're going to award the money at X date?
No, this is an ongoing program, so this is any time of the year.
Yeah, it's same. And as long as fund is available, it's ongoing throughout the year. And this program is elderly disabled, but sometimes people call 311 and they're not elderly or disabled, and they can be transferred to HRHA because we open it up to, pretty much anyone.
And that's
for
where
other
you talk
programs,
about
right?
working
Tying in other
together to
programs.
fill in the gaps
Right.
and the cracks and have all that going back and forth. All right, well, you brought up funding, and obviously the volunteers are a huge piece of this, but it does take dollars. Who's paying for this effort?
Well, the city manager last year decided that this is something that we talk about property maintenance violations, that we really need to help those that have those property maintenance violations. So she decided to appropriate some funds as pilot money, particularly for those that have property maintenance violations. So we're leveraging some of that, as well as, like I said, the homeowners resources and also the resources that HRHA receives.
And a lot of your money comes from the federal government for specific programs and criteria.
Correct.
Is that correct?
It gets channeled to the city and then to HRHA.
So we're leveraging basically local and federal resources and volunteers to be a huge piece of what would normally cost a lot of money, people who donate their time. If people want to volunteer for this, Jonathan, you said specifically, it's hard to coordinate individual volunteers, but Habitat would talk to groups, say an exchange club or a neighborhood association or contracting groups, people with specific skills.
Yeah, if there's groups of volunteers that would like to do something in the community along these lines, please give Habitat a call. They schedule groups throughout Hampton and also all the peninsula as well. So if there's opportunities available, they'll coordinate those within Hampton, like I said, in Newport News and other jurisdictions. But particularly if you have an interest in Hampton, we want you to volunteer.
Okay, well, thank you. And this is a great way that, we try to keep our seniors in their homes and they get to stay in their neighborhoods, and we can help patch those homes and fix the violations or keep it from being a violation. It helps the seniors, it helps the neighborhood. That's a great opportunity.
And just to take a little, I know we're talking about the new program, but if they are channeled to HRHA, we do have our weatherization and energy efficiency program, our exterior improvement program, we have our home rehab program, a wheelchair rent program, we have accessibility rehab program. So there's a mirage of different programs that they can also take advantage of if not through this new housing program.
Well, that's good to know too. And can they get there through 311?
Yes.
I mean, that serves as a clearinghouse both for city programs and redevelopment and housing authority programs, which makes it very easy for people to have one number to call. So again, that number is 311 from your landline within the city of Hampton, or 727-8311. And I thank you, Jonathan and Aaron, for coming by and explaining this program today. And thank you for watching. And please, I hope you'll tune in to the next episode of Round Robin.